Okay, this is my Jeep project. I picked this up pretty damn cheap. Kind of show you the basics of it. The 38 Super Swampers that are on there, they're coming off. I'm putting these 20s on here. Obviously with a bigger tire, they're going to be, I believe they're 37, 13 and a half 20s with that rim. I think that this started out with somebody else doing it originally, because there's some really good welds on here and then there's some crappy welds, and I'll get to that point. The ass end of this is actually not terribly too bad. The lights on it, and I don't know if y'all are going to get a good shot of this or not. Let me open up this garage door for better lighting. Maybe you can see better. The ass end's not really that bad shape. The tail lights are not wired up. It's got the original Jeep fuel tank on it. I had to take the roll bar off and lower the windshield down to get it in my garage. The ass end is actually done right. It's done pretty good. About halfway up is where it starts getting hairy. With this cross member, they use it as a drop and everything else. The front drive shaft actually hits the cross member there, so obviously that's going to have to be altered. I do have all the seats for it. Of course, these seats are not the Jeep seats. You can see the dash was taken out. They got some gauges that's light up in there, you know. There's going to be a lot of different changes on this. Like I said, it's a Jeep project. Damn, it's cold with that door open. The shackles, I'm working on the front end right now because this is so dangerous. First of all, right off the bat, 4-inch blocks. That's a big no-no on front end suspension. People don't ever put blocks in your front differential, especially when you're out there four-wheeling. Look, this is what they did with the shock. They put a square tubing on there and attached it. I mean, come on, people. What the fuck is that? Excuse my French. All right. I should have took a video of this before I started, but since I already kind of started because I'm an impatient person. Second, the caster, and I don't know if y'all know anything about front end suspension, but when your differential is rolled forward, your caster becomes positive. And what happens is you have no control. It just wants to wander all over the road. And that's with any vehicle. If you have too much positive caster, it just wants to wander all over the road. That's the first start. There's too much caster. I got too much positive caster. So that's going to get changed. The blocks are going to come out. I'm going to try to actually lower this down to where leaf springs are actually on the differential. Worst case scenario, I might do 2-inch blocks. I'm still hesitant of that. It's got 4-inch blocks in the back. Of course, it's going to get lower down. And you can see the gap here with the tires. When I lower this down to 4 inches, I'm hoping these tires will be all right, you know, once I get these tires on. These tires going on them rims will be pretty much the same damn height as these. So that's the reason why these are still staying on there. The reason why I'm getting rid of these bias plies, the driver front is actually got a chunk of rubber missing where the cord's showing. This one here just keeps going flat. It's got a pretty good slice in the sidewall. The two in the back are actually not that bad. Yes, they're dry rotted some. But I'll use them as a spare because they'll be relatively the same height as these tires when I get them put on these rims. So with that being said, I'm hoping that I still have all that clearance that I need when I drop this down to 4 inches. Now, let's get to the stupidity part. This is stupid, people. First of all, the shock, which I've already showed you that. That's stupid, okay? The front shackles. What they did here, first of all, they made a long shackle and they left their original factory shackles on the back. Okay, I get that. I understand what the hell they're trying to accomplish there to get their swing on the differentials to where the dry shaft is not that bad. Well, they still got the wrong degree of the dry shaft because it sticks up way too high. What these stupid people did is they welded a square plate here, welded it right here to the shackle mount, and then welded a gusset here and into the shackle. This makes the front end rigid. What happens when the front end is rigid? You can't control it. It's got to have that give. And in the end result, here's one here that I cut off the other day, as you can see. Stupid. This is stupid people, okay? I don't know what the hell they was thinking, but they sure the hell weren't thinking. The end result is it also put a strain on the frame. Now, anybody knows you jack something up, you're going to have a strain on the frame where the steering box is. Well, they welded a plate up on here, which is pretty shitty welding. And right here where my finger is, and I don't know if you can see that because I'm wearing black gloves. It's cold out here, people. It's like 10 degrees out, and I got the garage door open just to show you this. They burned a hole, I assume, with a welder. Let me see if I can get that see-through. If you could see that, where my hand is flashing, they burned a hole in there. So now I got to fill that in. Not only that, I guess when they went four-wheeling, they hooked the chain around here. As you can see, that's bent up. This is bent down. Of course, all that shininess is where I was trying to cut that damn thing out with a grinder. And they hooked the chain to it to yank. Well, obviously that didn't work. And also in the end result, this is actually tweaked a little bit, kind of inward and twisted at the bottom a little bit. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that. I don't know if I'm going to either A, replace this frame, or B, try to fix this. It depends on where I get. Right now, I'm taking that shackle off. Not only that, also what happened with this frame, with the front shackles not being flexible, it's done tweaked it. The frame that way, the front differential's this way, which is putting a strain on leaf springs, which can cause leaf springs to break, which also can lead to the blocks blowing out. Now, here's something else. You're going to laugh at this. Let me kind of lay this up here if I can. Look at that. Who the hell does that to a drag link? What kind of shit is that putting square tubing on that? What dumbasses, okay? Dumbasses. What the hell were they thinking? Let me see if I can't. See that? Do not do this, people. Do not do this. Not only are you trying to kill yourself, anybody who's in your vehicle, or anybody else that's on the road or in the trails. I don't care how you look at it. That is stupid, okay? There is things you can do. Not that expensive. Right now, right off the bat, I probably got $167, I think, so far that I purchased for this Jeep. Rough country. I know there's going to be people out there that's going to be down on me for a rough country. I don't care. It's a preference. Some people like that Skyjacker. Some people don't. All right. Now, this is your drag link that you purchase if you got a 4 to 6 inch lift. These are the tie rod ends. I'm going to show you the bar here. There's the couplings. Lock it down. I'm going to show you this bar. This is what you purchase. Heavy duty. This puppy is heavy. Don't let the color fool you. This is not light. Look how thick that sidewall is. All right. This attaches to your drag link and comes down. Look at that. Wow. That's about 4 inches of drop right there. Okay, folks? That's your first, well, that's your second purchase, really. I'm going to show you your first purchase that you need to make when you have 4 to 6 or bigger lift. Okay. Now there are some guys out there that can fabricate this shit. That's fine as long as it's done right. That's not done right. That is stupid. The other purchase is this. This is a 4-inch rise steering arm. Let me move some of this stuff. Man, ceiling's sweating here on me. This is hard for me to do with one hand, folks. I've made a couple other videos doing a alternator conversion on a Goldwing. So that was about the only experience I got. This is what they call a 4-inch rise steering arm. All right. This is actually like 3.5 to 3 3/4. 4-inch, you know, it's just a guesstimate. It works perfect. What that does, it goes, and I don't know if you'll be able to see this on this camera or not, but it goes right here. This is your steering arm. That will raise that up. And then the drag link that I purchased will come down and attach to it. I started out with them 2 pieces instead of getting a drop Pitman arm. Couple reasons. I have about 13 inches between my Pitman arm and my steering arm down there. That's a guesstimate, 13, 14 inches. Now keep this in mind. When I lower this front end down, I'm dropping it down 4 inches. So I did the 4-inch rise and I did the tie rod end and I stopped. And I'm hoping that I didn't go overboard with this. That's what I'm hoping for. So with that being said, that's all getting replaced. The square tubing with these shocks, that is just about the stupidest thing I've seen too. I mean, I don't know what these people are thinking, okay? I know what you're all saying. Well, this is not a Jeep frame. No, it's not. It is a K10 Chevrolet frame. It has, let me pop this hood a little bit. It has a 90s model 350. Yes, 5.7. It is a true 350 engine that they put an intake on to put a carburetor on it. They didn't use the throttle body because I know y'all are going to say, well, in the 90s, they didn't have a carburetor. Well, they changed the intake out, and they did a shitty job of that. As you can see, all the gasket sealer and shit. This engine compartment's pitiful looking as well. This will all be cleaned up, all right? First of all, they're using the ground cable with the red cable. That ain't going to happen with me. It's going to be black. Look how short that thing is. They got a ratchet strap holding the fucking battery in. They got an open breather. Who does that when they're four-wheeling? Come on, people. All this wiring for the wiring harness with the fuse block, they cut every last wire. Every last wire, inside and out. The good thing is the fuse block is there, and I'm going to actually reuse the fuse block. And then they sell spray that you can spray on there. It's like a silicone waterproof spray. I'll seal it after I got everything wired up. The headlights don't work. The electric fan is tied in with these lights, so when you turn the electric fan on, these lights come on. I don't know what the fuck they thinking there either. The worst spot on this body is right there. All this right in here. And I don't, like I said, I don't know if you can see this or not with the lighting. Here is some cut wires for the steering wheel. Okay. I am going to use these wires for the blinker. They pop the ignition switch out. They're using a push button start. That's going to get changed. Cut wires for the motor for the windshield wipers. That will be hooked back up. These are all the wires. Of course, by the way, they spray painted everything fucking black and they went hog wild on it. So that's going to get some cleaning done to it. When I lower this down, that is my shifter for the transfer case. It will actually come up a little bit higher once I lower this down some. I've got a lot of work ahead of me. This video will probably be chopped up and bits and pieces. And every so often, I'll pick up the video and do something with it, you know, and kind of show y'all as I go along. The nice thing is, the dumbasses did not take out the heater system, which is great. I am grateful for that. I had a YJ that I built, and the heater box, core, everything was completely missing. So I actually made one. I went and got me a cheap little heater core. It didn't matter what the hell it was, as long as the hoses, you know, all matched up. I ran my heater hoses, ran it through there. No, it did not keep the Jeep warm and comfy in there. It was mainly to defrost the windows. And I imagine this is what I'm going to do with this. With this heater core. It's still there. The box is still there. The cables are still there. I will have that all set up to where I can use it as well. I do have a fiberglass top that goes on this. It's got the full doors on it. Yes, that's the back seat. I know it's chewed up, but I'm gonna reupholster it. I got the frame. That's what I wanted. I had to take the roll cage out, the factory roll cage, and lower the windshield down to get it into my garage, as you can see. Let's walk back around, and then I'm gonna close this garage up. I still laugh at this. Oh, by the way, this hood don't latch all the way either. Why? Because on Jeeps, there's a center mount right here, and it is hanging down. So what happens is the hood goes so far and then has a gap from here to here because this is laying down. So I'll have to put a bracing under there and put a mount there to get that back up to where the hood actually operates the way it's supposed to. As you can see, after parking the Jeep in here overnight, the first night I get it, I noticed there's a transmission leak. I'm hoping it's just the pan gasket and nothing else. I really think it's just going to wind up being a pan gasket. So I'm going to give you the rundown. This is an 82 K10 frame, Dana 44s. I have not took the plates off yet to actually see what the gear ratio is. Typically in the 80s, from 81 to 86. I think it's 86, might be 85. On the Dana 44s, they were running 456 gears. I'm hoping that's what's in there because that's what I want to run. And I'm hoping they match because I don't know if they change these rears out to be unmatching rears. I don't know. So hopefully the gears match front to back. Both of them are Dana 44s. So I'm assuming the differentials, and I'm just throwing out 1982 because from 81 to 85 or 6, pretty much all the same. K10 frame drivetrain, 82 Chevrolet. The body of this CJ7 is a 79. The engine is in the 90s. I don't know what year it is. The transmission is a 350 turbo, which is all right with me. I'm going to drive this thing on the road and hit the trails and some mud holes. I'm not going to rock climb with this thing, and it's not by no means going to be a show Jeep, but I am going to make it look somewhat pretty. Fuel tank. It's the original Jeep fuel tank. As you can see, the filler neck is right here. That's going to change. I'm going to run me a filler neck and go right here where it's supposed to be. The back end, what they did back here, because of the frame extending this far out, I'm all right with it. I'm all right with it. I can work with this. I think I'm gonna leave it. I might add a little bit more to it. Obviously, some D rings and hook me up a snatch strap to lay in there. If I got the money, I'll put a winch on the back as well as the front too, because this Jeep didn't have a winch on it. These are the full doors. That's all that camouflage crap is gonna come off. They're not in terribly too bad a shape. I don't even know what the windows look like because they was rolled down when I got it and they've been down, so I don't even know. Door panels, that ain't nothing but doing a little fabrication there. I might even just do some aluminum diamond plate for that, because that's what I'm gonna do with the dash, like I did in my YJ. Put aluminum diamond plate in there and customize my own dash. Let me go around over here. This is the top. It's a fiberglass top. It's in pretty good shape other than the one corner. The glass and the seals are sitting right there. They took it out. As you can see, there's a crack here. And as you can see, they did a shitty job trying to patch this thing. It didn't work out but too well for them. So I will fix this and go from there. Right now, I probably shouldn't have it upside down with all that ice and shit in there, because that ain't really good for the fiberglass either. But I've got the top for it, and I'll probably wind up actually lining this with some type of insulation. What's pretty cool is I actually got a sunroof in there, and I really didn't notice that until the other day. So I'll probably wind up lining this thing here with some type of insulation. That'll also help with the heat for when it is winter time. During the summertime, I will probably just get a bikini top. I don't know, I might purchase a full top. So this is my Jeep project, and I got to close this door because I'm freezing. And with that being said, I'm going to turn this off, and I'm going to catch y'all later, because I'm going to get going on this and get this shackle off of here and see what else I can tinker with today. I only got the weekends, you know, I'm a working man, so money's tight, time's tight. Do whatever I can, and I'll film whatever I can. Hopefully I don't forget to film too much. This way you can see what's going on. This frame here is the biggest concern for me. I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do with it. Whether to fix this or literally just start over with a new frame. Maybe if I do a new frame, maybe I'll do like a Blazer frame or something like that, because let me get over here where it's a little bit warmer and I can show you also. As you see how that dips down right there, Blazer frame don't do that. It's a little bit more straight. It don't have that near big of a dip. But I do like the ass end of it. So we'll see what happens. Right now, like I said, my main concern is getting that shackle off of there, and then that's when I'll assist and see what I'm going to do with that corner up there. Believe it or not, when I drove this thing, of course, I can only do 30 mile an hour because it was all over the road the way they got this front end set up. I did catch the crown in the road, and I kind of loosened my grip up on the steering wheel. It drove true. My wife rode behind me, and she said, other than going all over the road, she said, it drove straight down the road. I mean, you know, as far as like dog legging or anything like that. So I may I really don't know what I'm going to do with that frame. I really don't. So we'll see what happens. But I'm going to film whatever I can film on here. If I can remember to break out with the camera and film this. Like I said, this probably going to be chopped up. I'm not that big as far as filming stuff. I really am new at this. But if anybody's interested, you know, stay tuned, and I'll keep you up to date on this. It may take a while to get through this. This is sure ain't gonna happen overnight. But I enjoy it, and I like Jeeps, and I like Chevy. So with that being said, I'll see y'all later.